The following program deals with a controversial
subject.
The theories expressed are not the only possible interpretation.
The viewer is invited to make a judgment based on all available information.
The top talents in the comic book business are here to tell everything they know.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another Tuesday night, another Industry of Comics, episode number 88. 88. The eights. Eric Lindros was 88, I think, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Man, too bad.
Actually, I just pulled his rookie. From collection.
Nice. Too bad concussions, man. That dude could have been the Ovechkin before Ovechkin.
Yeah.
The ultimate power forward, man. He was a stud. Thanks for everybody hanging out with us tonight. We have very interesting stuff to talk about for all you.
I think before we talk about that, we got to say something else, don't we, Brian?
What are we talking about first? I don't know. What?
Emmet, thank you for your service, brother.
Oh, yeah.
Thank
on
you.
this fine Veterans Day.
There you go.
I appreciate that.
There you go.
Can we pull up young Emmett's picture from his Instagram?
Oh, holy shit.
Is he on his
Yeah,
IG?
be careful of people bearing gifts, Emmett. It's gonna, especially when it's me.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Maybe it's on Facebook.
It's on my Facebook,
Okay,
not
it's
on my
on Facebook.
Instagram.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Young Emmet.
kind of a tradition.
Shout out to all the veterans out there. Thank you.
Hell
It was
yeah.
the Marines' 250th anniversary this week too.
It's the 1% who went out and sacrificed so the other 1% could make all their fucking billions.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. 250th birthday. There you go, Timothy Brandt, for the Marines out there, the Marine Corps.
Hoo-ah.
All right. What do we have to talk about tonight? We are going to talk about Funko. We've got the penny shortage and pickups. So if there's anybody in the chat that has anything that they want us to talk about, we're open for.
And we're going to talk about Forbidden Planet.
Oh, yeah. So why don't you go ahead and mention that first there, Dennis?
I don't think I'm speaking out of turn when I say every retailer hopes to be that big mega retailer. Jim Hamilton was that guy that even guys like myself and Emmet and Jesse were like, man, I wish we could have a store like that. And Jim Hamilton had that store, Forbidden Planet, Glasgow and International. He was so big that he was helping to publish comics. You get one of those lives, man. And it goes out too soon. 67 years old, way too young. I didn't think he was that old, personally. I've met him. I've drank with him. I didn't know who it was. We were just kind of hanging out and talking. And met him several times. Great guy.
Yeah.
Man.
Bummer.
Yep.
So Forbidden Planet, a big UK comic store for those of you guys that don't know. And I think the way I was telling the guys backstage, the way I remember Forbidden Planet is all the old school Brian Bolland advertisements for them and all the old school comic book magazines and interview magazines and stuff back in the day. But yep.
So shout out to him, man. He's left a fabulous legacy with his accomplishments in this industry. And like I said, we all strive to be that level guy.
They relaunched recently the one in Scotland. It sounds like it's 2019. Yep. It was a while back. So passed away at age 67. It's a bummer.
Yeah, that's really young.
Yeah. Kilty Corgi says the Quietly murals. It's been so long. Yeah, they used to do.
Yeah.
That's what they did in Scotland for redesign of that store. And for those of you guys that don't know, here you go. Beautiful Frank Quietly Superman,
Quietly, yeah.
All-Star Superman. That was
He's
such
one
a
of my
great-
favorite. Yeah, he's one of my favorite Superman artists.
I'm with you. I agree.
Yeah. I liked how Neil did him too.
I'm an Alex Ross guy. I think the second I saw Alex Ross Superman, I'm like, holy shit, that's Superman.
I'm a big Ed McGuinness Superman fan. I like the cartoony Superman style that Ed McGuinness did.
Oh.
Really big, freaking muscly bound Superman. And then he did the same thing in Superman Batman series. I thought that was great. So, but Frank Quietly is up there for sure. Kurt Swan.
yeah.
I think Kurt Swan is the
definitive
Superman. As a matter of fact, that's one of the guys that I remember back in the day when I was first starting the creator first list. I wanted to get the first Kurt Swan Superman comics, which are freaking pretty crazy, underrated even to this day in price. It's kind of like the Romita Senior Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Goes for super short. Shout out to Mr. Norman Osborne for the $10 super chat. He said, how about for a topic? What is the proper amount to advertise for an event? I'm a retailer, and sometimes we boost a post on social apps. How much should your advertising budget be on events?
So it's basically whatever you want, but my rule of thumb is if you take what you're supposed to do that day, let's just say you do a $1,000 Saturday and you have a Saturday event, you want to choose a percentage of what that Saturday event or that Saturday would normally get. You take a percent of what that Saturday is, reinvest it into the event to make more than what that Saturday is. Like for me, 20% is a good rule of thumb. So, take 20% of your $1,000 you would normally do, invest that to hopefully make 2,000.
Yeah, that's pretty good rule of thumb. But what I do a lot of guerrilla marketing. So since I'm not in a mall, I'm in a downtown, I'll go to all the other businesses and I'll try to do a co-op on Instagram and have all of them sign on and then boost it with theirs. And then, I reciprocate whenever they're having an event. So you don't get 100% of people that will help, but I usually get 70 to 80% of the people on my street who will be a co-person on the Instagram. And then, so I'm reaching all of their customers as well as my customers. I'm on the radio now. Radio has gotten really cheap in New York now. So, and I can drop, like if I want the day before the ad airs, I can drop a brand new, so I pay for an ad for every week and I can change the ad at any time as long as it hits them before 5 o'clock the day before. So I can drop for the weekend an ad on a Wednesday to play all Thursday day.
How do you break it down? How much of the ads are before the event and how much of the ads are during the event?
So they're never during because I only pay for Thursdays.
Okay.
So I get the whole month for 2 channels, one country, one rock, for $750.
Oh.
And that's for the whole month. So that's 4 to 5 weeks, depending on the month. And it's 4 times they play our full 30-second ad. And then like 25 times they do a 15-second ad.
Not bad.
So, yeah, no, I mean, I never could afford it in the past because it was ridiculous. But now that's really cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jesse, how's it going, brother?
I'm doing fantastic. Had a great dinner. Shannon's birthday. We took her to a place she had never been to before that she had bugged me every day we drove by. So that was pretty cool. You know what the best amount of money to advertise on social is? $0. And how you advertise $0 is you advertise every day. You talk about your business, you talk about your culture, you talk about the community every single day. So that when you do have to talk about an event, your consumer is engaged with you every single day. And if you do that, that's how you can advertise for free. Now, if you are going to boost post and all that, you, like Emmet said, like Dennis said, you got to look at your return on your money. So if your ROI, if you're spending $100 on advertising, that means you got to do at least $700 to $1,000 in sales in return. So you got to be very, very smart when you are boosting posts, and it's about timing. What time of the day that you then do it, what day you then do it. Obviously, Tuesdays and Wednesdays are very good in the comic book world. And what specifically are you hashtagging, meta tagging, and do you know your algorithms and do you know your demographics? So there comes down to a very simple thing. What is your goal to do on Saturday? Is it to have more customers, or is it to have more sales? Even though that sounds like it's the same, you need to distinguish between the two, and that's your answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great, great information right there. I think social media is so easy to utilize for free that all these people out here think that they have to spend money on it, and you don't have to spend money on it. You just have to post. That's it.
Yeah. You have to do it well. You do have to do it well.
Yep.
So there you go.
Dennis, you made yourself mute.
Dennis.
Sorry, I muted it to cough and then I forgot to unmute it. One of the things that gets so underutilized, and I still love it, create an event page on your Facebook page and then make sure you're sharing that, because that can give you real-time interaction with who's coming, who's thinking about coming. I don't utilize that event enough, but you can make an event for anything. New Comic Day, Friday buy day, anything like that, and then you just keep sharing that. And if you're going to push anything, push that.
Yeah, and even doing all that stuff, like I had an event recently, and it was a complete failure. We had 2 people show up. So,
oh, is that the Bill Sadler?
No, Sadler was really good. Sadler was really good. It was actually the movie that I was in. We had all the people, the director and the actors from that movie, and it was pretty bad. So, but we got to hang out and have dinner together. So.
Did you have food?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. There's a win.
Yep.
Not bad.
And they're all my friends, so it's never a loss.
Hell yeah. All right. Speaking of losses, Funko is losing, just bleeding out from what we hear. Major profits and sales in decline, and people are talking about that they might not last another year, which is kind of crazy. And what's very interesting about this is, I'd love to know what the difference is between people buying Funko Pops and people buying new Funko Pops. Does it matter? Because I feel like Funko Pop is such a easy sell in comics and pop culture stores, because it's the ultimate birthday gift when you need to pick up a birthday gift in 10 minutes. And but I don't know much about it other than that, and I don't collect Funkos, so I'm not a big Funko guy, but I know that there's guys out there that collect a shit ton of them, and I don't know if it's bad management over there that's caused this, or if it's just people are getting out of it, and I'd love to know what you guys think about this.
Well, I had heard, and hopefully the chat can correct me if I'm wrong, the former Wizards of the Coast CEO left Wizards of the Coast at their lowest period of time and went over to Funko, and that this is also a cascading effect from that, and they've removed her now prior to this. It's just, you know, when you see these people pop from CEO position to CEO position and they leave a burning pile of shit behind them, and then the next people elevate it. There's possible hope for Funko after this. I think they bought on too much stuff. They kind of were believing their own hype for way too long. And I have no love loss for Funko.
They killed their collectability.
Yes.
You know, you need the everybody's trust.
Yep.
Right. Like, so Magic the Gathering has a reserve list of cards they say they'll never print again. Those cards go up, you know, like a blue chip stock. They just keep going up every year. They go up a little bit. And they have never reprinted them. And now it's, you know, they're 30 years in business, right? So Funko created a vault. They created an app so you could follow the shit on the vault. And then they started unvaulting shit.
Wow,
Like,
really?
yeah.
That's crazy.
And terrible plug, but I did a video like 3 months ago declaring Funko was going to be dying.
I don't know. I think that's a pretty good plug.
Well, yeah, I know. But, you know, it's on Bryan's show, you know. Come on. And I believe I said it at the end of it. I go, I know you think you have this rare Funko, but as these people are going down, they will re-release everything to try to get you to buy next thing.
I think they need to do the opposite. I think they need to go onto eBay and buy up every $1.99 Funko.
Yeah.
And get it off of eBay, because people really don't value them when they find them in storage units or anywhere like I get them for $1 a piece or $2 a piece.
That's all I pay now.
Wow.
It's storage unit guys. You know, they're like, well, I could put it on eBay for $2 and pay the fees, or I can just bring it to Emmet and he'll give me $1 cash for each one.
Yep.
Wow.
And the other thing is that, so they didn't leave a lot of room for margins, you know, me and my margins.
Yeah.
So they would cost us, from whatever distributor, somewhere between $7 and $8. And the MSRP is $11.99. So they wanted me to pay almost $8 to make $3.
Yeah. And then the sub
$4.
distributors started getting it. GTS was getting them for a while, and they wanted 9 and 10.
Yeah.
So it was pushing our retail up to 15.
So I refused to sell them at that price.
Well, I mean, I'll tell the story. I think I've told the story on here before, but 12, 13 years ago, I was at San Diego Comic-Con, and all of my staff were like, oh, hey, if you could buy the Funko booth, pick up this, pick up that. And I was like, okay, yeah, sure. And I just happened to be in there right when the show opened. So I pop over to the Funko line, and I go up to the line, and there's nobody in line, and I hear the masses coming at the door. So I step into the line. And the guy at the gate said, oh, you're a retailer. You're not allowed to come in. I'm like, what are you talking about? You've got a retailer badge. You're not allowed to come in. I'm like, I carry your product 51 weeks out of the year. I'm buying your product. You're telling me the only week my money is no good is San Diego Comic-Con weekend? And they're like, yeah. I go, why don't you go over and get one of those guys behind the counter to tell me that my money's no good this weekend?
Wow.
And he got one, and I literally got home Monday morning, called up Diamond and said, cancel everything.
Wow.
Yeah, I was pretty close to, right after COVID, going direct with Funko, but I looked at their terms and stuff, and you had to take when you couldn't just buy, I want this one and that one and this one. You had to buy the whole set and a case of the set. So hold on. I just remembered it was 2016 and I had one issue with them before this. So 2015, if you remember, 2014 Guardians of the Galaxy came out and Baby Groot was coming out.
Yeah.
And I was still ordering Funkos at that time. And Diamond kept calling us to up our order. Are you sure you don't want more? Are you sure you don't want more? Are you sure you don't want more? And I think I was up to like 50 or maybe even 100 baby Groots. And I want to say 2 weeks before Christmas, they were supposed to be in on before Black Friday, and then they got pushed back and they got pushed back.
That's
and
the other thing.
They showed up everywhere before Christmas, and our Diamond orders were still on back order. And
I would get
then that was the
Christmas
next show.
pops. I would get Christmas props in March.
Well,
And
how?
Valentine's, and I would get Halloween pops at Christmas, and Valentine's Day pops came at sometime in this late summer.
Well,
So
yeah,
never
Yeah.
on time
Yeah.
from Diamond for sure with the new pops. I don't
because
know
they
if
were
the
supplying
last-
their friends first, their
Probably.
big partners first, and we were secondary. And like I said, and then a year later, they
I
wouldn't let
find
me.
that with every distributor.
Right.
Well,
They
and then
wanna
the famous 2019 Retailer Summit, I took pictures of all of their Funko Pops at the Retailer Summit, and I put it on my Facebook page because they said, "Don't share these; these are super secret." And that was the famous year that Diamond banned me from all 2020 retailer activities. And then COVID happened, and I called them up January 2021. I go, "So my 1-year suspension of all retailer activities is over, right?" And they're like, "Oh, Dennis, you asshole." And I'm like, "Yep, I'm back, baby. Let's do some shit." Because everything got canceled in 2020. Thank you, Funko.
It says here.
So here,
Hold on, I'm going to read this real quick. Funko reported sales and profit declines in the most recent quarter and has continuing liquidity concerns as it wrestles with tariffs and declining demand, according to its Q3 2025 earnings report. Worldwide sales were down 14.3% to $250.9 million from $292.8 million in the a year ago period. U.S. sales were down 20.1%, accounting for $39 million of the $41.9 million decline. Wow. After currency conversion, Funko lost $992,000 in Q3.
1 quarter.
Compared to a $8.94 million profit in Q3 in 2024. Holy shit.
They flipped it. They flipped it 100 times.
Yeah, so they didn't actually lose $1 million or close to $1 million. They lost $9 million, almost $10 million because they didn't get that profit. So that's actually considered they lost all that plus.
But Emmet, what's going on in the market right now? The same people who chased Funko Pops, what are they chasing now?
What are they not chasing? Labubus?
Through 2025, Labubus were huge.
Yeah.
LaFuFus probably outsold Funkos if I had to guess. They're chasing Pokemon. They're chasing Magic.
Even sports cards.
Yep.
I have guys that come in that know nothing about sports. They say, "What box should I buy?" I'm like, "Dude, I don't sell new boxes. Why are you coming here? Like, I don't sell new boxes or cards." And they're like, I want to open something and get something that I can sell.
You won't don't buy anything new.
I said there's 2 casinos within 40 minutes of me.
So here's let's get back into the business point of this. So they lost 68 million in 9 months in wholesale sales. Now, are Funko Pop sales down? No. Funko Pop sales are off the hook. Why? Because we're buying them for $1 and we're selling them for $8 to $10 or $12, whatever we're selling them for. So this is a Funko Pop issue. This isn't a retail issue, right? It's like AF-15. How much did Marvel make on that 12 cents? They made what, 3 cents of that 12 cents, right?
Yeah.
But Heritage sells one for 1.5 million. How much did Marvel make on that 1.5 million?
Nothing.
0. So what's happening is the retail market is making money while Funko is losing money. And that's what happens when people start selling freely and exchanging, and we're buying these for XYZ and turning around and flipping them to people who can afford them on the Funko page. Retailers who can't afford to buy a whole box now can just get the one, make some money, and move on to the next one. And so this is a Funko problem, and the only way Funko is going to fix this is declare bankruptcy, restructure, and stop making stupid ass Funko Pops that are not relevant to the market.
Right.
Yeah,
Or
I'll
if
tell
you're
you
gonna
what.
make a lame character, short print the fuck out of it instead of making the good character that everybody wants.
Right.
The low print run, you make the shit character the low print run. We can't sell that, but if it's limited and really hard to find, the people who make sets are going to want them. And then once the price starts to go up on them, then everybody's going to be after it.
Right.
I just went to Box Lunch today because they have their buy one get two free clearance sale, and they had a ton of Funko Pops there.
Yep.
But every Funko was the nobody character from somebody with sticks from Captain America and Winter Soldier, and I'm like, I don't even know who this character is. I bought 2 Fredo Godfather Funkos. I'm like, I got all kinds of friends I can give a Fredo Funko to.
Yeah, exactly. But listen, I'm across from Ross. They sell them for $1.99.
Yep.
You know, $1.99. I mean, that is crazy, but you know what? I can buy them for $2. The whole idea of a retailer is to show that you have a lot so you can sell a little. Right?
Yep.
And so even though I have 100 Funko Pops, I'm really only selling about 30 of them. But I'm selling them repeatedly.
When you walk into my new store, you can actually see from the outside pictures, the entire front of my, a quarter of my side wall is nothing but Funkos, 6 foot high, all the way down. But every Funko in that wall is $10 to $5.
Yeah,
sure.
They've devalued their product.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm in a let's put it this way. I have Five Below to the left, Ross to the right, and Ross to the right. Who am I forgetting? Ollie's is up the street. Okay. But I have 3 Ross, Five Below, and TJ Maxx. All 3 sell pops.
Yep. And cheap.
And for cheap.
All clearance.
Within one, not half a mile of each other. Yeah. So that's Funko's Pop is problem is they don't have any radius clauses and they just sell to everybody.
Oh, they're Beanie Babies.
What?
They're Beanie Babies.
They're Beanie Babies at the end, before.
Yeah, because remember at the end of Beanie Babies, they were everywhere.
Everywhere.
Grocery stores,
convenience stores,
gas stations, every place.
Yeah.
And who's selling Beanie Babies nowadays?
Still same places. Well,
I know, crazy, right? Just crazy freaking stuff. Beanie Babies galore. What the hell? I can't buy enough of these Beanie Babies and sell them nonstop. And it's these young kids that come in and go, "Oh my gosh, my grandmother used to have these."
Yep.
That's funny. Can I do
I don't,
product placement or what?
This is another problem with that whole, it's a collectible and you devalue it, nobody trusts it, and so they stop buying it. Kids still loved Beanie Babies. Kids still loved Beanie Babies, but parents refused to buy them because they no longer had any value. Right. And they felt they were burnt on the other ones they had bought.
Yeah.
So this came out today as well. PSA to stop grading Funko Pops as red labels. They'll continue to put them in holders and grade them as blue labels if they have autographs on them, just to verify the autographs. But they will no longer give them a red label, grade.
Does it say why?
PSA will stop grading Funko Pop figures on December 1st. The company announced the company will accept figures to grade until the date, but the end of the service after all figures submitted for grading for the date are processed for authentication and grading. Service is being discontinued to include Funko Pop grading, reholder, or dual service submissions. They'll continue to offer autograph-only authentication and encapsulation for Funko Pop figures, but will receive the PSA Blue label, which indicates autograph authentication only. The move comes as Funko sales continue to decline. So there you go.
Yeah,
No,
that doesn't.
yeah, no
So
reason.
what does it? Yeah, no reason. This is what this is. This is marketing 101. Let us get some marketing in here because everybody's talking about Funko Pops. So let's talk about something that doesn't make sense. So we get in the headlines because this does not make any sense. What does Funko Pop proper have to do with you signing product?
Right.
Here,
Or
Brian,
grading product.
it's
Yeah.
kind of funny too because I just does that have that? Could have sworn. Oh yeah, here it is. Sorry, I'll send it now.
Well, it'll make the graded ones very valuable.
For the last 15 years.
See, part of that is they have to buy that plastic. Oh no, not that. Sorry, but that's my video where I compare Beanie Babies to Funko Pops and I talk about the pet rock. No, the picture that I just sent you of the older lady signing Funko Pops, that's the voice of Naruto. She was signing at the mall that I have in Toledo. It was actually a really good sales day for us. But there's this this new company, MAS Autograph Authentication. And I just thought it was funny that, it wasn't PSA. It wasn't Beckett. It wasn't, it was this fourth company that I've never heard of selling authentications.
I wonder if they'd authenticate all my scoreboard stuff that I have.
I have no idea. I think they have to witness it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably.
it's just again, it's crazy stuff. It's part of how business runs nowadays. But I can guarantee you, the benefit of Funko going through bankruptcy, it can't be worse than Diamond.
Oh God, no. And
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I think they'll have a buyer like that just for that Funko name.
Yeah.
Unless they try to restructure first.
Yeah, I think they'll restructure first. They have enough inventory to do that. Even dead inventory has value when you get to restructure.
I don't know. They were talking about burying it in the desert. Wasn't it just a year ago? They were talking about
3 years ago. Yeah, they buried 50,000 pops in a landfill. So, that was a write-off. It was a good write-off, $28 million and the write-off.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
It's sad that you can't just give them away and then write them off.
Yeah.
Well, if you give them away, it's a $2 million write-off because that's the cap for a business that size. Right. So even though that sounds great and charity is awesome, I think as a business as a whole, they needed that $28 million write-off. And
but what a waste. Yeah, what a waste. Like that.
That's a decent segue into those pictures I sent you guys today.
Well, it's a segue into this. Speaking about wastes, I mean, right? Pennies are worth 4 cents. They're 4 cents to make, and now your pennies are no longer going to be used anymore because they're only worth 1 cent, and it costs 4 cents to make. There's a waste for you. So
this came up because I went to the bank. I have a couple banks that I have banking with. I have money from online goes here, money from the stores go here, other. And I said, oh, you know what? I got to get a box of pennies so I can spread them across the stores. And they're like, yeah, we can't sell pennies. I'm like, what are you talking about? You can't sell pennies. Yeah, all the pennies that we have in stock are to cash checks until they run out. We can't take pennies and we can't sell pennies. So I went to my other store and my other bank, and they were like, we are limiting purchases of $25 per week per business. So I bought $25, and then I came back a week later and I bought another $25, and I've got orders to buy $25 because I had to do the math. What happens in a transaction if you don't have a penny to give to a customer? You either have to round down and screw over the customer, or you have to round up and lose 4 to 1 cent per transaction. I am not about to lose 1 to 4 pennies per transaction.
I have a question on that. Can't you change
Yeah,
all
you
your
can
pricing to like
right. You can. There's two things. There's two answers to that. First, you can change your pricing down by 3 cents or something like that. But you can also change your computer so that it doesn't recognize pennies and it only does nickels. So
No. But the customer is going to know that you're, because I mean, in Michigan, we have a 6% tax. Everybody knows how much everything is based on that $1.06. If I say, oh, it's $1.10, they're going to be like, I know it's a 6-cent tax on $1. Where'd my other 4 cents go? So I'm going to change all my dollar items to $1.04 or $1.03 and change all of my sticker pricing and everything to equate for that 3 cents. So I'm not screwing the customer out of a penny.
Yes.
No, I'm just going to hoard pennies until the pennies run out.
Yeah, I would put a sign up saying you're buying pennies. I mean, get some pennies from your consumers. Listen, I don't know where I have that.
$0.50 each.
Yeah. Yeah, give them some Funko Pops. Yeah. Hey.
Half price
Beanie
on
Babies.
Funkos if you pay in pennies.
Yeah, Beanie Babies.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah. So one of the classes that you go to when I went to business college, one of the questions was, what happens if your drawer, what is better, a drawer being short a penny or a drawer being over a penny?
Short.
Yeah. And the answer is always short, right? You want to be short a penny. You don't want to be over a penny. It screws up your business. Something like Nordstrom's that has 257 registers, if every register off by a penny, that's a lot of money over the years, the decades and all that. So you definitely want to be short.
I have the contrary to that. I don't even count pennies. My employees are directed to estimate what the pennies look like. Pennies are either 0, 25 cents, or 50 cents. If it looks like there's a roll of pennies in there, you just count it as 50. Because we actually counted how long it took to count pennies. And I extrapolated that across a 1 year and realized, I want to say it takes 45 seconds on average to count the pennies in the drawer at the end of the night. And that on 365 is 200 minutes. And 200 minutes is 3 hours worth of payroll. Nope, don't count them.
Yeah.
It's not worth counting them.
So if you're in the mall, there's a thing that you do with rookie and Dennis, I don't know if you do this or not, because this is like 70s and 80s stuff. If you take a rookie, your first day, you send them through the mall for a wall stretcher. And they go through store to store asking for a wall stretcher. And everybody knows in the mall the joke. So they go, well, I lent that to Foot Locker. Foot Locker says, I lent that to JCPenney's. So this guy's going through not realizing what the hell is a wall stretcher. There's no such thing as a wall stretcher, right? Or you send them for batteries for the swiper, right? You say, hey, the batteries are dead on the credit card swiper. We need you to go find some batteries for this. Go to Radio Shack. The other big joke is the penny joke. And the penny joke is before your new person comes in, you go in and count your pennies, right? And the person comes in, you say, I need you to count the drawer. Let me do your pennies for you. So you grab all your pennies and you kind of shake it up and down and you do this. Oh, that's 32 cents. Go ahead and count that. And they're like, it's 32 cents. For months, they think that you know how to count pennies by weight. That's how you mess with the rookies in the penny world. But a penny, even though some of you might be saying, why are we spending time talking about pennies? It's business 101 and it's economics. And if you understand the importance of a penny, then you'll understand the importance of a nickel, dime, quarter, 50 cents, and a dollar. And that's very, very important for your employees to know. It's kind of like, does a millionaire walk by, see a penny on the ground and not pick it up? Most will, obviously, if it's heads up. If it's tails, you should never pick it up.
Real quick, I got to dispute something we see in chat a lot. Kilted Corgi says, share a puff of that, Dennis. Dennis, explain to them what you are smoking.
So I get this all the time too. If I stop at a gas station, and I buy 5 packs of these, I smoke Swisher Sweets, but I actually smoke Swisher Sweets with nothing else added to them. And they're all like, are you just making up tons of blunts in advance? You smoke that many blunts? It's like, no, I'm actually the only person that actually smokes Swisher Sweets.
And not only does he do that, he gives me shit for being too high at our weekly meetings. So he's a weed hater, not a weed smoker.
I love weed smokers. Yeah, I don't like explaining why we're talking about pennies for the 4th time in 48 hours.
Right. I love Brian's call today. Yeah, we had a meeting yesterday. I don't know what happened during that meeting, but what we then talk about tonight. I go, well, we're then talking about what we talked about in the meeting.
Emmet,
well,
was it
I don't remember the
meeting where we went over everything with Brian?
Yeah, it was a little longer than that, but yeah.
Yeah. And then I talked to him today and he's like, what are we talking about again today?
Yeah.
Oh, pennies. Yeah. Okay. Pennies. Yeah. Why are we talking about pennies?
Zigzag. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So anyways, so my math was my average stores of my 2 stores are 500 transactions a month. And my new store is 1,000 transactions. And at 500 transactions, that's $12.50 on an average of losing 2.5 cents per transaction. So that extrapolates out to about $50 a month across the 3 stores that I will lose if I do not have pennies to give the customers, or I have to screw the customers out of $50 a month.
Yeah, or I don't know, tap, credit cards.
Well, no, I take credit cards, and I'll tell you what. I mean,
but you just said all your sales. If you take 500 sales and they're all pennies, so if you got to break that down a little bit more. How much of your sales is cash?
25% cash sales at all 3 stores on average.
There you go. All right. Now we're informed.
But either way,
I don't want to go back to last Tuesday's show.
I don't even remember last Tuesday.
Who's bitching about cannabis? So speaking of last Tuesday, we did talk about this. Diamond Comics debtors spent $11 million on legal fees since the bankruptcy start.
Yep. I think somebody should have cut their fucking losses.
Why? They're in it for the money,
or
man.
If they had just done what we told them in January to go get their fucking merchandise back immediately.
They think that they'll get all their legal services paid for it. The money's reaching up to this point where they're just going to bankrupt the new company.
Right. The lawyer fees in a bankruptcy, you're not going to get those fees back if you win because it's a bankruptcy. So this is, I would be very interested in what the percentage is on Diamond's side and what the percentage is on the other Judge Earl's side.
Oh, look at that.
And how much of that was all spent watching this show?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Paid during the month, they paid them $4.2 million just for the month.
I know what show they weren't watching.
Yeah. The
Jesus,
like a rim shot.
Raymond James,
there you go.
3.8 million. Getzler Henrik Associates, 3.9 million. Damn.
Well, here's the problem. You have one lawyer who's representing 27 companies or publishers.
They were, and then they broke it up, remember?
Yeah, exactly.
So all that money was a waste.
Yep. Yeah, I just think at the end of the day, you got 11 million there, 33 million from comic book stores. There's $44 million just right there. Not
total liabilities, $49 million. Ending equity net worth. What is this? What does that mean?
Total the 49 million is how much it was purchased for.
Gotcha.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
of that,
is there a
11 million of it is gonzo.
No. The negative 38 million is the ending equity net worth.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but I don't think they're taking inventory into account, any assets in that,
I'll be right
Right.
back.
figure there. If you take the assets, you're probably in a tad positive as far as company value goes. But
Yeah, but they still got to sell that warehouse if they're going to do
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah, that's a shame, and unfortunately, that's not the last figure. That figure is then continue to go up and up
Mhm.
and up, and it is a freaking shame. But that is the game that is being played right now. I mean, if I was Diamond, I would not show up to anything going forward.
No.
Just
Why
don't
would
show
you?
up. What the hell they then do?
Yep.
Just don't show up. The judges then look at the other people and grab and hit his gravel and say, "You guys win nothing because there's nothing to give you."
You lose. Good day, sir. I
Yeah,
said
exactly.
good day.
Yeah, I just, it's a shame. And again, it's important, like we talked about, it's important to the publishers, it's important to somewhat the industry, but I don't think the consumer even bats an eye at it anymore. Even the layman would look at this and say, it's not worth my time anymore to even follow this.
Well, how about this one? Chris Powell returns to comic retail.
Oh my God. Oh, look at this. Phil, are you stupid or something?
Why?
Oh my
What's wrong?
Who did he go to?
Coliseum
Who did he
Comics.
go?
I've had conversations with Phil Boyle about how inept Chris Powell is.
What position?
Really? It says here, Chris Powell has joined 9-store Southeastern U.S. comics and game store chain Coliseum Comics, returning to his career in retail management after a 13-year stretch in Diamond. Powell will concentrate on optimizing operations and expansion as the chain grows across Florida and beyond.
Look out, Jesse.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so we talk about Phil here a lot. I have a lot of respect for Phil. I don't have a lot of respect for Phil's opinions, but he owns 9 stores. He's bought and gobbled up so many closed stores. Jesse goes to his warehouse sales. He clearly has enough money to do this operation, but I have no clue why he would hire Chris when I know I've had the conversations with him that I've had.
On Front Street. That's where that just went. Right on Front Street.
What's that mean?
That comment.
What you just said.
You
That's a
put you put Phil right on Front Street right there.
Oh, okay. Is that what you kids are saying these days?
Kids. You've never heard that term, putting something on Front Street?
I've heard it, but I don't know how it. Yeah, okay. So I put everything on Front Street. I'm
Go
Dennis.
ahead, Dennis. Finish.
I live on Front Street.
breakdown.
I know,
Every comment I make is on
You
Front Street.
totally
Finish
do,
your
bro.
breakdown
And I
because
respect
it's
you for
blending
it.
into me and Emmet, and then they're going to say, "Well, these 3 guys said," because we're all talking. So finish your story so that we're not.
No, it's just so Chris Powell was ran Lone Star Comics for Buddy Saunders, and from what I was told, Chris knew that Buddy was going to hand the company over to his son Conan because that's who he was grooming for the position, and Chris realized he was never going to be the big head honcho there, and so he took the job at Diamond. As far as I could tell, and I will only also say this, I know what he said about me and my store during his Eisner voting. So also, okay, but that's beside the point. Chris was more involved. He's the one that gave Hastings all of the opportunities, and they fucked Diamond for a total of like $4 or $5 million. He's the one that was going to do that whole GameStop initiative. where he allowed GameStop to have all these terms, and GameStop fucked Diamond for $5 million. Every one of these ideas was Chris looking for a prettier dance partner to supplant the retailer. It was his idea to do Comic Fest, Halloween Comic Fest, when we didn't need an extra event because comic shops cannot compete with candy, honestly. I just think Chris has been wrong about everything. He's been looking to be Mr. Head Honcho, and I don't think he's ever made a decision that I think helped the comic book industry other than just trying to help Chris Powell.
It says here, quote, I have long admired what Phil and his team have built with Coliseum Comics, stores that not only serve their customers, but truly celebrate the culture of comics and fandom, Powell said of his new role. He moves to Coliseum Comics role with tons of chain retail experience as he spent over 20 years at 8-store Dallas-Fort Worth retail chains and e-commerce companies Lone Star Comics, ending as general manager. In 2012, he joined Diamond. So he put out a really good comment. He said, it says here, Chris has been one of the most respected names in comics retail for decades, Phil Boyle said of Powell in a statement. He understands the comic business from every level and has tremendous experience in running great stores. So there you go.
Well, Ryan is his son, and Ryan is doing a fantastic job. So I'm in Ryan's court, and if Chris is over there, that's fine. But it's all about Ryan and taking that company to the future. So let's go, Ryan.
Ryan makes 10 times better decisions than Chris Powell will ever make.
Yeah. What's funny is, Dennis, I don't know if you remember this, about 2012 is when I spoke to the industry about customer service on stage. And then I was sitting with Jeppy. You came and sat down, and Phil came and sat down with us, and one other person came down, but his son was there. Ryan was there, and he's a young chap. And what he do? He listened. And right there was the cool stuff, because he didn't fidget around. He wasn't looking over the place, looking at hot cosplayers walking by us. He was listening. So Ryan is then be the gold standard of Coliseum, and that's why I'm sticking with. Even though I will say Chris has a nice looking beard there. Get some gray in there. And,
not even close.
Yeah. And then I think, yeah.
I will say something really good about Chris. Chris used to be twice my size. He was like at least 400 or 500 pounds. And his incredible makeover in the 13 years since he started working at Diamond has been absolutely astounding. Congratulations, Chris. He does look way better than he did when he first took the job.
Sounds like he's going to be managing people and not comics, though. So
he's a horrible leader. I know a lot of people at Diamond that trashed him.
You were so good at the end there. You had it nailed.
You had to bring it up to a higher level of compliment.
You went from Snickers back to Milky Way. By the way, why is it only Milky Ways that are left in my basket?
I love Milky. In fact, I got Milky Ways on the table back.
I figured you'd love Milky Ways.
Yeah, you know what you do with a Milky Way? You gotta get it a little melted, and then you gotta roll it in kosher salt.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
and then it's fucking really good.
Next Halloween, while I'm giving out candy, I will do that. I will make sure I have time to.
Dark chocolate Milky Way.
Do I get a chestnut?
Wait a second. This is why I'm still fat and Chris Powell's skinny.
By the way, I want to give a big shout out to Mark Spears, who hit the picture of Monsters and the Wolf #1 blind bags is on the top 200 comics of October 2025, but you got to pay to see what they are. So
actually you don't. If you go to Scott Snyder's, I think it's his Twitter, he posted the top list because he was KO and Absolute. And the number 3 was the blind bag.
By the way, there's no way that KO and Absolute sold more than, well, maybe.
Oh yeah. By
Absolute's at like its 13th or 14th printing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're still doing printings at #1.
Yeah. By the way, I
Yeah,
do want to give a big shout out to Scott Snyder for actually.
Winning.
I think the two people that have saved comics over the last year, 3 people, I should say, 4 people: James Tynan, Robert Kirkman, Mark Spears, and Scott Snyder. Those are who are the 4 people you could put the backs on the back. You know, they're carrying comics on their back and saying, "Hey, we'll do this. Don't worry, DC and Marvel. We'll take care of this. We got it." So,
Are those
shout
Image guys? No.
Oh, they've all worked at Image, though. They've all worked at Image.
And just to answer Blind Adam in the chat, Chris was the one that okayed that Hastings deal. And it's very ironic because the Hastings deal still has ramifications to this day. Who's the retailer that makes all the variants that we talk about?
Frankie.
Which one?
No,
616?
Not 616,
No.
not Frankie's, the other guy.
Fried Pie? No, not Fried Pie.
No.
Darren
Guy's gone.
Hutchinson.
Fried Pie's gone.
Hutchinson. Darren Hutchinson
Unknown.
used to be the Hastings guy. And the guys who bought Hastings at pennies on the dollar is Sparkle Pop, who ended up buying Diamond. And Chris is the one that okayed all of that. It's all circular. They're all fucking. God, I hate all those people.
Dennis hates everybody.
Yeah. I just know the next exclusive I'm doing is a Milky Way exclusive. And it's going to be Dennis eating a Milky.
There you go.
That's fine. That's cool. Now I know where to send my Milky Ways next year.
Yeah.
And they force them in the bags. That's the problem. You don't have bags that don't say no Milky Ways. They all have Milky Ways in them.
I don't know why they hate Milky Ways.
I don't know.
They're not Snickers.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
peanuts away from Snickers.
Yep.
Yeah. That's interesting. There was back in the day, there was Reese's did an amazing Halloween promotion where they created this like soda machine, but it was, you would go and drop in your candy that you didn't want and it would pop out a Reese's. Do you guys remember that?
No.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice, man. Can I trade it?
Wait, did he just give up an Almond Joy?
No, he gave up I think he gave up I don't know, but there you go. How cool is that? The candy converter.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I mean that's awesome. I mean that's a good thing for comic book dealers.
Great brand. Great branding.
Yeah.
Amen.
If a publisher said bring in a DC book, we'll give you a Marvel book. I mean, I what's wrong with that? I think it's good stuff. You got to be always thinking out of the Milky Way, out of the box. We're never going to get sponsored by Milky Way.
I try not to believe there is a box, right? So
God damn it. I'm going back to get a fucking Milky Way right now.
Yeah. It's it's kind of like raising the bar, and you're taught in my world that you should never try to raise the bar, be the bar. And if you're the bar, that's how you're always thinking. There you go. Look at that. You even got a double size Milky Way.
So
What the heck?
I know you guys talk a lot about shirt selling lately. That's been a big thing for all 3 of you retailers. And I thought this was interesting. I follow this IG account that talks about old school shirts and how to find out if they're fake or not. And this is a big deal because the shirt market is rife with counterfeits, for those of you guys that don't know. And I thought this was interesting. Giant is the label, the brand that anytime you see one of these Giant labels, just buy it because it's going to be a shirt that probably sells for a ton of money.
Is that the full bleed? Is that the full bleed shirts?
Yeah, no.
they did a lot of wrestling shirts,
a lot of music band shirts.
a lot of music band shirts. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to all the people that are getting gifted
Norman!
memberships. Our boy Mr. Norman Osborne just dropped a 20 gifted membership donation. Thank you so much, brother. Appreciate you. This is how to, one of the ways to find out is if you look at the direction of the threads above the tag. If they go horizontal, it's fake. If they go vertical, it's real. So there you go. That is something to look out for.
Yeah,
if
it's
you have-
also if you look and it says Heinz instead of Haynes, that's probably a fake too.
Or you're just wearing ketchup.
Or if you have a cornucopia, apparently that never existed on Fruit of the Looms.
Absolutely not true.
Mandela effect, baby.
Yeah, shirts are a big business.
Yeah, I just sold 3 and did very well. I just sold a Grateful Dead one for 180. Yeah, that Aussie. I sold another Aussie for 200 or just under 200, and then Grateful Dead for another 185. And the Grateful Dead had 3 holes in the neck.
Yeah,
They still got 185 for it.
That's a great shirt right there.
I got a shirt in a collection. Actually, I'm gonna go grab it and show you guys.
Some of these shirts you would never think that they'd be worth something. Joe Chemo, holy cow.
yeah.
That's funny.
Remember these ones? The old school
Odie.
the old school Simpsons ones that were fake. Oh, look at that Nirvana one. Holy shit.
Yeah, so vintage fake t-shirts get good money.
Oh yeah.
So can
Like,
you put
All
me
the
on
fake
big
Gucci
screen?
stuff.
Look at this one. Instead of goodwill, it's good weed.
Good weed.
It's pretty good.
Put me on the full size. So this came in a collection. It was nasty. It's cut. But it's the Jay Giles World Tour, 1980. It's got the baseball sleeves and everything.
Who's the Jay Giles band?
Jay Giles band is oh my gosh.
Angel is a centerfold.
Can we get a new host?
Yeah,
please?
I took shit for
What
not
the hell.
knowing what Front Street was, but you have no idea who this Jay Giles band is?
Never heard of
The
them.
very
dude.
first
Angel is a
music
centerfold.
video. Yeah, very
Nah,
first video
nah,
on
nah, nah,
MTV.
They weren't the
holy
very first
cow.
video on MTV. The very first video on MTV was Video Killed the Radio
killed
Star.
the video star. Or
I
video
got
killed
that
the radio
wrong.
star.
Well, it's the second one. But anyways, if you knew
Freeze
the first
frame.
one, you should
Freeze
know what
frame
the
was
second
another-
one
yeah.
is.
Yeah,
Wow.
I've never heard of the Jay Giles
Chat,
band.
tell him. Chat, tell him.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
go
they
find
will.
the
Oh my
Beyond
God.
They're
Wednesdays
not
music playlist. The link is below, and there's 0 Jay Giles band songs on there. I'll tell you that right now.
Is there? Yeah. What's the phone number to the show? 867-5309.
No,
Yeah.
that's a different one.
Centerfold.
No, I'm just
Okay,
saying
I know that
Brian knew what
song.
the-
I know that song.
You gotta know
Yeah.
that song.
Yeah.
It's in like 30 movies.
Yeah. Here you go. Here, by the way, here's some more good shirts that you need to be on the lookout for. Old school Jackass.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good
Is Wee
Deftones
Man
shirt.
still alive, or did Wee Man pass away?
I think he's still alive.
Okay. I see everybody.
Oh, I sent this one to Big Clutch. I gave it to him.
Wow, look at
Yeah.
those fucking holes in the sleeve and everything up there by the neck.
Oh yeah, this is
Yeah.
a $400
They're
shirt.
hard to come by, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
We had a
look at
local
that.
band.
Old school Halo.
Emmett, do you take all your shirts home and launder them?
Fuck no.
No, I don't.
You get them the
Really?
way I got them.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Sometimes, one of my people that work for me from time to time, girlfriends will take them to the
Alien
laundromat.
Workshop. That's a great one. Yeah, man. I actually just sent that Deftones one.
Did you
to
ever
Clutch.
hear? Okay, so I can't believe. So Jay Giles Live was filmed here and was recorded here in Detroit, and he does that Reputa the Buta bit. Do you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? That's like one of the classics. They play that all the time. Love Stinks. Must have got lost.
I've heard of Love Stinks from Dazed and Confused.
Yeah, that's Jake Giles' band.
Never heard of them.
You've heard their songs, you just never heard of them.
Here's the old school Simpsons ones. Remember these old school Simpsons ones that you could get?
I missed one of those at an estate sale. The guys that were in the first batch went down and just scooped all of the Simpsons shirts, and they had every one of these. All the fakes.
Bro,
and all
the MC Hammer one. I totally remember these. You could get them at the swap meet, the local Phoenix swap meet.
Mm-hmm.
Look at these. The Jordan one. Oh my gosh.
I lost all of these.
Operation Desert Storm. Oh, Bart Goes to Rated. I remember all these, dude. Bart Sanchez.
I wonder if this is the guys that got that. Because they had all of these at that estate sale.
Look at these. I mean,
well, the other thing is that if you get vintage old stock shirts, you can just get and iron on and fucking go to work.
I survived the drug bust of 1990, Bardstown, Kentucky. Jesus. These all sell for hundreds, if not thousands of dollars.
Emmet, the chat is telling us we're officially old for knowing who Jay Giles is.
There's a lot of bands people don't know, though, not even new bands.
Yeah.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah, at the end of the day, the whole point is what we're talking about is making your store diverse and having a lot of product and really entertaining the fact that your customer has more money to spend if you give them more options. Sometimes they're just capped out on comics, or they walk in, they don't see any comics they want. And you're giving these other options of t-shirts, VHS tapes, and Beanie Babies and socks and everything.
Or they might have their sister with them, their mother with them, somebody else in the group that's coming through the door that has money to spend and didn't know that you had whatever you've got.
It's what we talked about for 88 episodes. You cannot just be a new comic diamond store. And if the last year has proven anything, it's proven everything that we've said is absolutely right. You cannot just be that kind of store.
Yeah. I want to do it just with comics. I don't think it's possible.
No, you said it. You did say it last week, Jesse.
Well, yeah, if they're 100 square feet.
100 square feet.
Yeah.
And you have no employees. You're the guy. You're just making your living. I think it can be done these days, but that's it. Like,
yeah, I mean, no power. You're open during the day, and you have candles, right? I mean, yes, you can do it, but you become the caveman, the cave woman, and I just don't think it's feasible. I kind of go back into the 80s and thinking about, working in a comic book store, and we only sold comics, and I think that's crazy.
Phil Boyle gave one of the first retailer lectures at my first retailer summit. And that was back when he owned 3 stores. And he did sell back issues, etc. But I think it almost proves our point, the fact that he has had to expand to 9 stores to be as successful as he wants to be. Because I don't think you can do just one.
Well, you got to keep in mind, if you took a snapshot of that 8 of his stores, comics are not the majority of product in those stores. They're majority gaming stores. And there's nothing wrong with that. He does have comics. I think what hurts some stores, and I'm not going to say it's Phil's store, but what hurts some stores is that their team members' comics are the last thing they know.
Yeah.
It's not the first 10 items they know. It's the last thing they know.
Yeah, I have that problem. My partner doesn't know comics and is not really interested in learning them. So that's not good. So like I always have to be there.
Yeah, that sucks. That's tough in a business setting where you don't want to be there all the time, right?
Well, there's a lot of things I could be doing than that, right? I can be going out and prospecting and finding new things to buy and spending my Saturday going to all the yard sales in the county.
Yeah. Yeah, estate sales, all that great product out there, just sitting there ready to be picked up.
Well,
go ahead.
I just showed you guys in the chat that I just happened to be scrolling. I had a free morning. I happened to be scrolling through Facebook Marketplace, and I saw a picture of like one box of Star Trek stuff, and I was like, okay, hey, what all's in this collection? It was just $400. All of this. I don't want to sell it individually. No lower offers. And I said, hey, send me some more pictures. And he sent me a bunch of pictures. And I'm like, I'll be over there. Where are you at? Okay, I'll be over there in 30 minutes. I'll buy it. And it was nothing but Star Trek phasers, Star Trek model kits, Star Trek figures, Babylon 5 figures. And I'll tell you what, little hint here, guys. I haven't been paying attention to Babylon 5. I used to represent 3 of the actors from Babylon 5. Some of those figures are super money now.
Really?
The Wave 3 and 4 figures have one figure's worth $150. The Chekhov figure's worth $50 to $100. The
Star
Walter
Trek?
Koenig. No, Walter Koenig when he was on Babylon 5.
I didn't know he was on Babylon.
Yeah,
5.
he's in one of the later series. He's like the psychics that like destroy you with their minds kind of guy.
Nice.
Yeah.
I did see
And in the middle of the box, there was actually, oh God. So I have to talk about this, right? So I showed you guys all the awesome collection of Mark Jewelers and awesome keys. And I showed you that the entire bottom layer was black mold and bricked together and falling apart and crumbling. I had those boxes sitting and the smell was starting to really bother the employees and nobody wanted to touch it. And so I took them out back and
shot them.
Yeah. So if you're a Mark Jeweler collector, there's a couple less in the market right now. If you can zoom in, you can see Daredevils, early Captain Americas. Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, there's just no way to rehab those. I mean, they were literally bricked together, being held together by black mold and mildew.
That's cool that you can actually just take them outside and burn them.
We don't have forest. We don't have brush fires here in Michigan.
Yeah. That's crazy, dude.
Plus, I have a 2-acre parking lot. So
really?
Helps.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's my parking lot behind the movie theater.
Is that the movie theater right there?
Yep.
When are you going to open it for some movies?
When the township changes hands a couple times more.
Okay.
What is that? Is that sign right there?
That's okay. So actually, that's a cool story. The Pontiac Silverdome went into disarray like 15 years ago. It was like all the news.
Yeah.
The guys who bought the property next to me to resurrect the old drive-in bought the Pontiac Silverdome's projection screens that they had in the parking lot of the Pontiac Silverdome as their movie theater screens. So those are actually the old Pontiac Silverdome parking lot screens that they use as the drive-in movie theater screens.
And they still do a drive-in there?
Yeah.
That's
it's
cool.
Called Memory Lane Drive-In.
That's cool.
That is cool. Hell yeah. I saw Monster Squad at the drive-in because it was sold out everywhere. And my dad said, we're going to take you guys to see it. Me and my little brother wanted to see it so bad that
Kicking Wolfman in the Nards.
Hell yeah, baby. It's where my love for the Universal Monsters.
Does anybody remember, was Nards even a word before that movie existed?
Totally.
I never heard it until that movie.
Oh, yeah. We used to say Nards all the time as a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was such a great movie, man. Damn, was that a good
You know,
movie.
I sent you guys a picture, Brian, if you can do that card I sent you. I just want to get your opinion on why this card is the most graded baseball card.
It's the most
first of all,
graded
it's Ricky
vintage
Henderson.
card.
Yeah.
Because it's a Ricky Henderson rookie, bro.
And this series, the 1980s tops,
are
grossly bad
Off-centered?
centering.
I don't know if it's off-centering, but the Ricky card is the only card in the set other than the Nolan that's actually worth anything.
I never told you this story. I ripped wax packs of 80 that I got back in like 2020 during the COVID, and my Ricky was touching the bubble gum.
Oh.
And it was bad. Like you could tell it just soaked into the card.
I have an 80-20 centering Ricky in my glass case right now that I have for have it up for $35.
Yeah.
80-20 is horrible though.
Oh yeah, it is.
$20,000
so
for
in
a
1980,
PSA 10
really
Ricky
hard.
Henderson.
It's really hard to get a good centering. It's a very it's a porous.
Yep. The
I
corners
sent
get
one
soft.
I sent
get
one
soft.
to High Voltage Mark for free not too long ago because he's a huge
nice.
he's a huge Oakland A's fan, and I sent him a Ricky Henderson rookie, a Jose Canseco rookie, McGuire rookie.
Nice.
Yeah.
Which McGuire, the Olympic?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, the Ricky rookies. As a matter of fact, I got 5 of them in the stuff that I bought from Jesse. They're not, none of them are in any good condition, but I got 5 of. That's why I sent one to High Voltage Mark.
And even I'll tell you what, I think this is an older graded. We can't see the bottom, but that top actually looks off center from what I remember. I think it's supposed to have a thinner margin up there between the words and the edge. So that might have been the old PSA 10.
No, that's
because it doesn't have the hologram. It doesn't have the hologram. So that's an old PSA 10.
I don't know.
And I think that off center is more than 45, 55 too. Side to side.
So are we ready to talk about the new Beyond Wednesday's venture?
What's that?
Because I have purchased 125 copies of Amazing Spider-Man 212. And we are going to be taking page 27.
Oh, geez.
We're going to be cutting out Spider-Man. And that is going to be a one-on-one. And you're going to be able to sell that one-on-one from Beyond Wednesdays for about $2,500. Because why? Because there is a stupid company out there doing stupid. Can you go to Unfiltered real fast before I finish this sentence?
Yo, is this
Valuable commodity I know of this information. Wouldn't you agree?
All right.
All right. So we are going to make this page 27 Spider-Man one of one per comic, even though we have 125 of them, and only because there's only 175,000 copies made of Amazing Spider-Man 212, but we're going to make this a one-on-one so that it becomes worth $2,500. Tops, you are the biggest Mama Luke I know in the collectible industry. That is bullcrap what you're doing. You are cheating the customer base. You're lying to the customer base. This is not a one-on-one. It's a piece of paper that you cut out. That the scissors is worth more.
Jesse, I just burned all those comics and they were only black mold at the bottom. We could have cut pages
exactly
out of the top unblack molded and
Yeah, we just
So,
lost millions of dollars, but
I just burnt millions of dollars in my back parking lot.
Exactly. So Topps, please do something that is actually worth money.
Yeah.
And not
This is Jesse, you're trying to talk to the people who made Disney Topps cards signed by the character, not the actor who did the voice of the character, but actually autograph of Mickey Mouse, and then they put 1 of 1, 1 of 5, 1 of 10, 1 of 50.
Yep.
I just don't get this.
This is the whole manufacturing scarcity, so that you can, I'm a margins guy. It's a beautiful margins play, right? So you make one of these and you call it a 1 of 1, and if you can drive the price up. And for Topps, they just want to have people busting packs, right? That's why they have like 30 1 of 1s or more in their sets. More, right? I think almost every player gets a 1 of 1, right?
Yep.
Multiple.
Even the worst player.
Multiple.
Yeah.
1 of
And then
1.
they have a multiple blue, a red, sparkle.
Yeah, what I would have done if I was Topps, I would give a little if you get this card, what we're then do, email us. We're going to send you a copy of the comic that we cut this paper out of. I mean,
does it say?
Or how about an original piece of art?
Does it say what page? Does it say?
No, it doesn't say anything. There's no. The only thing you get is that top seal on the top. There's no like certificate. There's nothing.
That means you had to get this redeemed. If it comes in this plastic, that means you got a redemption card, and you had to go to Topps website and apply for this.
I have no idea. I just know it's a.
It's still bullshit.
Yeah, it's bullshit. It's lying to the comic community. Now, could I say the people out there selling these for $1,000, $1,500, $2,500? Well, they're part of the problem too. And
Yes.
it's also people that are paying that $1,000,
Yes.
$1,500 to $2,500. Yeah. But what is stopping us from doing this right now?
We don't have Topps marketing.
Yeah, we don't have
Right.
Topps marketing, but there's no grade on this, nothing. The grade obviously is a
Well,
NG.
that's the real problem. And Brian, chime in on this because you're the sports card guy. To me, I have always said the difference between the Shohei Ohtani autograph card and the Shohei Ohtani 1 of 50 autograph card and the Shohei 1 of 1 autograph card, it's still the card. The only thing that's different is that little stamp and the color that says it's rarer than the other ones. Well, why even make the other ones if you're gonna? I just don't. I've never gotten that.
Right. So
Well, here's my
Brian-
thoughts on these. So the Topps cards, my thoughts on these is this isn't for comic fans, right? I mean, yeah, like they want comic fans to buy these, but this type of stuff is for sports cards fans to think that it's rare. Comic fans know that there's whatever this came out of, that there's thousands of them out there. So
Yep.
Yeah, hundreds of thousands.
yeah, this has nothing to do with comic fans. This is for sports card fans that they want to sell product to, that think a 1 of 1 is a rare thing. They're not rare anymore. The only rare 1 of 1s to me are the superfractors that Topps puts out, and the black, like the black prism 1 of 1s. There's so many other different 1 of 1s. You know, the Papadopoulos pink 1 of 1s or whatever, limited to 5 bullshit. The
1 of 1's limited to 5.
Yeah, every freaking set has a different 1 of 1 in it, and yeah, it's manufactured rarity, and they're all guilty of doing that stuff. So the card market is so garbage right now, it's unreal. That's why
Hell yeah.
it's just like the new comic market is so garbage right now, it's unreal. That's why people are buying vintage stuff. That's why Ricky Henderson's 1980 rookie card is one of the most graded cards because people would rather have the vintage stuff. The smart people are saying, I could go get a vintage Ricky Henderson rookie for the price that people are paying for the fake Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Daisy Duck, Minnie Mouse, one of one. You know what I mean?
There's a one of one signed by all 4 of them, Brian. How did they get all 4 of them in the room to sign that at one time?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I wonder if they at least had the people that play the characters at the.
Nope. No, I actually asked that question of somebody I know who, pays attention to this shit. And it's not even the official autograph from the actors who have to sign the little books for kids at the thing, because there's certain things that the actors in the suits, the cast members in the suits have to sign with like certain little dots and stuff, and they don't have those. So they didn't even go to the source material.
Yeah. And you got to think of it like this, people go crazy for jersey cards these days. 90% of those jersey cards were never worn by that player.
Right.
Yep. And then you heard the scandal with the what do they call it? Debut patches. So apparently every rookie now goes onto the field with a jersey, and they have this little, logo man.
Yeah, Topps does a thing where it says MLB debut, and they're they're not even sewed on to the sleeve.
They're not. They're attached.
They're attached.
Where's that coming from? Who's mowing their lawn?
That's from Jesse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Jesse, quit using your dildo.
Yeah,
what is that?
There you go.
What is that? So, okay. So I'm just going on. What was I talking? Oh, so apparently they're going out on the field with 3 different of those debut patches now. And they're using those for 3 different products. And all they're guaranteeing is that they wore that patch during their debut, but they have 3 different opportunities to sell that debut patch for that player.
What?
Yeah. I saw it on Neo. Neo was talking about it.
Huh.
Do you see it?
No. I don't see anything of it. That's interesting. Well, listen, I don't have a problem if they're like we put an extra one on there if it falls off during the game type deal, and they want to make sure that there's one on there that's there during the whole game. Or, I mean, I don't know what I have to go check out Neo's video on it, but as long as they're not using those other 3 patches anywhere else and calling it a one of one, you know what I mean? That's kind of garbage. So
yeah, that yeah. That's the thing is that you worry about that if they use it in 3 different products, it's a one-on-one from that product. You can only get this one in this product. Oh, that other product, that Chrome product. Oh, that one is a different one, but it's the one-on-one of Chrome. It's so disingenuous.
Let's see here. This was 10 weeks ago. Let's see what this is.
Sports cards, we have a big problem on our hands right now. Arguably the biggest card for you to chase of any Major League Baseball rookie is their Major League Debut Patch Auto. Players wear this specific patch for 1 game in their Major League career, and that is in their debut. These cards are chased in Topps Chrome Update, and they are highly collectible. The player behind me is Peyton Tolley, a left-handed pitcher for the Boston Red Sox, and he made his Major League debut yesterday. Notice anything missing? That's right, shout out Pack to the Future for pointing this out. Peyton Tolley is not wearing his Major League debut patch during his MLB debut. So now we have a card that's going to be worth potentially 5 figures that will not have a game-used patch on it. What do you think? Is this going to change how we view MLB debut patches going forward, especially if the player didn't wear it? Let me know in the comments below.
Yeah, if the player didn't wear it, then it's not that fucking cool.
Yeah, no, but that's a different scandal. So, yeah, it's just something I heard, and, you're sitting there going, once again, Jesse said it, Topps is a bunch of clown shoes sometimes.
Yep. So Go ahead. Finish.
And they're just greedily chasing this money. Meanwhile, that product that was available at New York Comic Con, that chrome gold Disney set that's going for like $500 to $1,000. That actually has Tom Hanks Woody autographs. It has a duo of Tom Hanks and Tim Allen, Woody and Buzz, one of ones. You have so much to chase. Why do you have to create fake shit within your product? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
No, 100%.
So, Brian, if you can put me on the big screen, I have a special promo tonight only.
Well, hold on. We can't
only
put you on
get
the
it
big
here.
screen until. Hold on. You're breaking up here.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead.
All right. So we have a special tonight. You can only get here at Beyond Wednesdays. This was just created minutes ago. We have a one-on-one Milky Way Beyond Wednesdays candy bar. We're going to start this off at $1,500 today. It's the only one on pink stickers. And that's what we're going to start off the bids at, $1,500 today. Tops few, we got you beat.
Mr. Noman Osborne says, "Alrighty, guys, I need your Mount Rushmore of comic creators. Let the arguments begin."
Well, I
Stan,
definitely
Jack.
Yeah,
Neil
once you get past Stan and Jack, it becomes a generational.
Carmine Infantino.
Ooh, no, I don't think Carmine.
You wouldn't put Carmine on there?
No.
Gil Kane,
Alex Ross.
I
You have to break it up. You have to do artists and writers, right? I think you break it up. So I think for me, my goats for artists are Alex Ross, Frank Frazetta, Wally Wood, and Neil Adams. Those are my 4 goats for Mount Rushmore for artists. For personally, me. Writers, Alan Moore, Frank Miller, Stan Lee, and who's the 4th? Jeff Johns. Those are my 4.
I've got one.
Yeah, I mean it's so subjective. It's really your tastes. See, I'm Wrightston, Kaluta, Joe Kubert.
I would put William Gaines on there because he did all of that EC work for the Golden Age horror.
Yeah, I think if you're a 25-year-old, we just mentioned names. People are like, "Who the f are those guys?"
Jay Giles, or the members of the Jay Giles band or something.
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of that theory that you have to kind of go with what impacted us mostly in our generation. Yeah. And I think obviously in our generation, it starts off with Stanley and Jack Kirby, and then it's subjective from there. I kind of lean in the George Perez area and the Frank Miller area. In my 4, because those are the 4 that kind of started me in comics and kept me going through the 90s. And then if you get into modern time, then we're going to switch off about 2 of those folks to modern folks.
Well, yeah, I think you'd have to break it up into eras, probably.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we sit here in this world without Siegel, Schuster, and Bob Kane and Bill Finger. If you really want to go old school, I think they're the 4 that kind of created everything.
Yeah, and then there's people that impacted the industry. Neil Adams, definitely impacted the industry and brought order to what was going on pre-lawsuit.
As long as Neil made money doing it, yes.
Yeah, sure. But still, he made that effort to get that passed. And so I think at the end of the day, it's kind of interesting there. Who would think that the Jack Kirby family would have to fight Marvel to get his name in at the end of the credits? Yep. Why? Because Marvel said that's not relevant to our customer base.
Oh, there's going to be a time when they stop putting Stan's name in it because they don't have to honor those commitments, I think, personally.
Right.
Out of sight, out of mind. Marvel is a Disney. I just watched the new Predator movie. My son and I went to go see the Predator movie on Sunday. And it is so Disneyfied. It literally might as well. My son is like, oh, Mandalorian. Oh, Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh, and it was just like, there's no, and I don't know the creator of Predator. I know there was 2 guys that came up with the idea for Predator, and that they were trying to get their name put on it back when it was at Fox. And now it's just a Disney Predator. Everybody they killed were robots. Spoiler alert.
Oh yeah, there you go.
So the Predator didn't kill a single person.
Yeah, Dennis, you say spoiler alert, and then you spoil it.
Continue to go. By the way, at the end, it's okay. But no, and that's where we are. So I think, listen, if you're then come out with a good promo and something that gives value, maybe adds to our tradition and culture, I think that's a good thing. But when it's just a straight out, we're then do a money grab on a piece. If you were to grade that, the value would be negative $1. It's a negative $1 because it's a cutout from a comic book.
Well, that was one of the things that came up in the Invincible stuff, is that they used cutouts on the Invincible
from the cells, right? They're cut from the cells?
No, they're cut from the comics.
Oh, I thought they were cut from cells for making the cartoon.
No. And they found an Invincible one and cut stuff from it, And listen, you can find pages. There's people that I always do the market report, and I'm always looking through stuff that's sold on eBay, and I always see first Joker pages, or first they're single pages graded by CGC. So what's different, a single page graded by CGC or a card that has a cutout from that page?
Well, yeah, but I'll tell you what, giant size. Go ahead, Jesse. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, if you're promoting it as a one-on-one, I think that's the difference. I don't think there's people selling pages or saying, oh, this is a one-on-one. That's the difference.
Well, it is a one-of-one card in the set.
No, I'm talking about when you were bringing up the page, the first Joker page. They're not promoting it as, oh, this is a one-of-one.
But the card set on that Doom card, there's only one of those in the set. You're not going to get another one, so it is a one-of-one.
But just because you put it attached to a card doesn't make it a one-of-one.
Why not?
Well, because then all you're buying is the surrounding, because the picture's not a one-of-one.
Okay.
You're just buying the frame.
Pop's frame for it.
Okay.
All right. So we don't understand that. I guess as far as the card market, it's
here's the thing.
That's manufactured is my problem with it. It's a manufactured.
I don't know if I've ever told you this story, Brian. I'm responsible for most of what Topps does in its autograph policies. So I used to be the booking agent for 19 of the celebrities from Star Wars. And when Topps did that first Star Wars autograph set, did Jesse just laugh himself off the screen?
Yes.
So when they did that, they would give the actors 20 comp cards. They would send out, 1,020, and you were to sign 1,000 with an exact blue marker. And my actors were like, hey, Dennis, what should we do with these comp cards? And I said, well, here's what I think you should do. Like Greedo, I represented Greedo, and Greedo got his cards back. And I said, sign 10 of them in green, and then sign 5 of them in this color, and then sign 1 of each in 5 different other colors. So that way you'll have a 1-of-1 pink, a 1-of-1 red, a 1-of-1 this. You can add I shot first on 1 of them. I started doing all these little notations with all of my actors. And then I was putting them on eBay for these huge amounts of money, and the fans lost their shit. And then the next one that came out, Topps had specific orders. You sign 1,020. All 1,020 have to come back to us, or you do not get paid. And then we will send you 20 of them back because of what I did. And then all of the sports card autographs went the same way. And now guess what they're doing? They're doing all the little notations, all the little color changes that they want to do. And they're doing it now what I was doing 25 years ago.
Kilty Corgi says, I got a I shot first autoed card. Thanks, Dennis.
You got one of them? That's awesome.
So there you go.
Paul Blake was such a great guy.
Yeah. So anyways, if that's what the market needs, so be it.
Why can't anybody provide it?
Yeah. I just think, why can't we do what they did?
Well, that's what guys are doing with their exclusives. They get 1,500 exclusives and destroy 1,000 and make it a run of 500.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Manufactured scarcity. Now, long term, that usually does not work out. It's happening. Remember, hey, when you guys get collections and anything that says limited edition or collectors first or any of that shit, is that ever worth anything? No, that's the shit. It's the stuff that doesn't say, don't throw me away.
Yeah.
It's all the stuff that people don't really think about. So manufactured, like they've been doing for a while, I don't think it holds value long term.
Right. Well, and I think back in the day, you got to keep in mind, there wasn't a lot of educated collectors at the time. And so, you're selling that stuff to grandma and mom, Christmas and that type of stuff. And you need those key words on those bags, on those books.
I know they marketed it well, but for the most part, like all the QVC lit stuff for comics, I buy it whenever I see it, but it's never even worth what people bought it for back on QVC.
Well, I will say this: Dynamic Forces stuff is still carries a special extra value to it just for being Dynamic Forces. That's for sure. That hasn't eroded yet. So
no, I'm not talking about new stuff. I'm talking about when now
even old stuff.
Years, the old stuff, like look it up, like the Superman, Death of Superman. They like every issue is signed. It's limited to, I think, 5,000, which is not a huge number for an event like that.
What do you
think they're like $30 for the whole thing? 30,
what do you
$40.
Consider limited amount this day right now?
Oh, it's tiny now. Like
less than 1,000.
Less than 1,000, but like even 1,000 is not anymore. Is like
right.
The crazy thing is that like there's a lot of books that out of Image that are only printing 3,000, like first prints of a lot of the books. They don't break 3,000 or 4,000.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody's buying those as a limited item.
Well, it depends on who publishes it. Any major publisher is way over that, but
not at Image. You'd be surprised. There's a lot of books that open at Image at 3,500, 4,500.
I would be surprised. That's for sure, because low print run Spawn copies are 11,000 or less.
Yeah, but not Spawn. I'm talking about. Oh God, I can't even think of a recent real bomb. They usually are over before issue 6 or 7.
What's the furthest place from here or whatever?
Yeah.
Those kind of titles. Yeah.
I think that data is the key. I think that I know we every once in a while you guys will or all of us will give shit to Adam Friedman's show every once in a while, but they had a show recently that talked about
data collecting.
Yeah, data collecting. That is so key that we haven't had real data in the comic industry for years. for years.
I don't think they've ever really had it.
No. We in 2019 we still had solid data, but not as much as we wanted. Diamond had that sales data, that ICV2, and what's the site that
Chronicon?
Comicron. They used to extrapolate that Diamond sales data down to the copy, and that was solid data that I used regularly. That all disappeared when Lunar started, and then when Penguin Random House and Marvel and those, you couldn't trust any of the data. They'd only tell you the books that they wanted to brag about, and you didn't know, because Lunar was buying for DC. You couldn't trust that. Now Penguin was actually giving you, this book sold 500,000. This book sold 400,000. I believed most of those numbers, but like I've complained, what would keep DC from going, hey, Lunar, we would like you to order 350,000 of this book this month. Yeah, but we only have orders for 250. Don't worry, we're not going to charge you for the extra 100,000. We just want to have 350,000 sold. You could throw all of them over on Discount Comic Book Service and sell them as you want. You can't tell me that can't possibly happen. And then to be able to brag about the sales numbers.
Yeah, I would say my theory is this. Before we give you the data, do you even know your own data? Most people can't tell you what is their number one turning book in their store for 2025, right? When I say most, 90%. So if
Mark Spears, Monster and the Wolf.
Yeah, exactly. So if you want real numbers from the industry, it starts from yourself and what your store does. Just because the industry's number one top 3 selling books doesn't mean that's your top 3 selling books.
Well, and how sad is that we know of at least 10 retailers that didn't buy any.
Yeah.
So what's that say about the industry that Mark Spears, that was probably only purchased by half, maybe 3/4 of the stores in the country, was the number 3 selling book without selling to the other 25 to 50% of the stores?
Yep. Today I saw more stores promoting Dog Man that comes out tomorrow than they were promoting comic books.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell?
Well, Dog Man makes more turns for him, probably.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you got Youngblood #1 coming out tomorrow, and you're promoting Dog Man.
Yeah.
Well, my problem is that this is a week without an absolute title. They have 5 different absolute books. Why don't you have one on every fucking week? Like, now all my new subscribers that are only reading absolute books, I'm trying to hand them some other stuff. We're working on it. They're new, they're very new. They're not coming in this week. Oh, it's a week off. I don't have to come in. What? How could you?
And guess what? Now we're about to enter the next month and a half of skip weeks, and books going to be delayed because of the holidays and all of that. That's even more staccato of the customer coming in.
Yeah. So the point that Bryan brought up about data is very important, but I would stress you need to know yours first. And if I'm talking to you and I ask you what your top 5 books are, or at least your top 2 publishers, I mean, most people would say Marvel, DC, but is that really true?
Not for everybody. Yeah, not for everybody.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think with everything out there, data is very important. It's how you use your data and how you intend to use other people's data, and then how you intend to use universal data. It's like Uggs, right? So, yeah.
Do you remember?
Uggs are the #1 selling shoe out there, but not in freaking Florida.
Jesse, do you remember about 2015, 2016, the Chicago Retailer Summit before C2E2?
Yeah, sure.
No, it might have been 17. I can't remember, but it was somewhere in that spread. And DC was so proud. It had done a comprehensive customer data survey, and they spent 30 minutes as their keynote speaker going over the most boring data that did not have follow-up data, any of this. It was pretty much just like, and the average customer is 35 to 45 years old and purchases 5 comics per transaction. And I'm just like, okay, but is that 5 of this? 5 of, is it, how often do they come in? They had so little of the esoteric data. And as an industry, we should have helped them be able to, but no, they just did it upon themselves. And then I immediately went to Diamond because I was bitching about, I can't believe you just killed the entire summit with the most boring data drop that could have been done anytime during the day, during the keynote address of the dinner, you know, and the open bar. And I'm just like, Diamond, why can't you do this? You have, and at that time, 1,500 stores. You have 1,500 stores that you could do this data collection. Yeah, but who's going to pay for it, Dennis?
Yeah. You know, I need to do a call out here. Dennis said, I was bitching at a summit.
But it's true.
That
data is the most important thing to everybody in this industry.
Yep. And then right after that, Jesse, is when we tried to put together that data. And guess who was the motherfucker who said we couldn't do it?
Circle around. Here we go.
Circle back around. Yeah. I've got the email from that piece of fucking shit saying that if you do this, you will lose your retailing privileges. Chris fucking Powell is the one that would not allow Jesse and I to share our comic suite data with Heidi and Rich Johnston on sell-throughs.
Wow, really?
Yes. He is also the person that when I created the charity to save comic book stores called Issues with Jen King and Chrissy from Muncie.
Yeah.
Chrissy Blanc.
Yeah.
When we started that charity called Issues, we were going to raise money to pay one retailer's Diamond bill that was behind. The money would go straight to Diamond to pay off one retailer's bill every week for 52 weeks. We were going to raise that amount of money. All we had to do was work out the system for us to put the money into Diamond's account to go to this retailer. I don't know if we could do that, Dennis. I don't think we could do that. No, there's an issue with them. I go, the retailer is going to contact us, tell us that they are behind on their bills because of this, that, or the other thing, and we are going to send a check to you to pay their bill for that week so they aren't interrupted. And he came up with every excuse to the point where we had to close the charity down. I paid probably close to $5,000 in legal fees to start this nonprofit. And Chris Powell snapped it out of existence like that. You ask why I hate this little piece of shit? Because he has stood in the way of every good thing that I have tried to do for this industry.
Every good thing.
Because it didn't benefit him.
Yeah, man. Well, he's going to work for Coliseum Comics now, so.
Jesse, call me up when they go out of business so I can come down for the clearance sale with you.
Very
good. You kidding me? They're going to move next door to Jesse.
Yeah, exactly. Bring it on. Hey, you're talking about the guy that opened across the street from Atomic Comics, so bring it on. I'm ready. I'm ready to go. But I think what we have to realize is what's hard about the comic book industry is it's Wednesday to Wednesday. There's no Wednesday off.
No.
Right? Even in my old corporate world, we would go maybe 90 days until a new UGG came out or a new Croc came out. Yeah, we got fills in, but we didn't have new product. We have new product that changes the identity of our future in this comic book industry every Wednesday. And I think that's what makes it very challenging for any store out there. So if you're not collecting data, I can tell you right now that 70% of the stores out there have zero data to give us right now. There's another 20% that don't know the data is in their computer. Another 10% that doesn't know that PayPal or Square that they use or Shopify will give you that data. And then you got the 10% that actually uses it every single day. So it's important, but I don't know how important it is to the basic store owner.
Well, there's too many different types of sales out there. There's local comic shop sales, there's live seller sales, there's eBay sales, there's so many different types of sales out there that it's hard to get the real data. But if at least there was something for the retailers.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
It's hard to base something on a conversation that doesn't get the bump that it should, right? So you're trying to say, is that because it's not important? Is it not relevant? Is it technically, data sometimes is boring? So I don't know the answer to why it doesn't get a bigger bump than it should when people do talk about it.
Can you confirm that, Brian?
What's that?
The picture I just sent you?
Did Joe Green die?
I think so.
He did not die. It was a hoax. He's alive and well.
Is he? Good. God, I hate the internet.
Yeah.
Oh, the internet is horrible. It is freaking horrible.
Well, I do want to say one thing that's interesting. Did you guys see this? The Youngblood sales. Youngblood #1 sold out. They're going into second printing. Yeah.
Is that the second printing?
Yeah.
Yep.
How doesn't it come out tomorrow?
Exactly.
Comes out tomorrow.
Yep.
So how did it sell out?
It sold out at the
Easy. All the copies printed and shipped to distributors sold out prior to them shipping out.
But
there you go. Just like every other thing, it's not really sold. It's sold to you retailers.
Sold out at distributor.
At distributor level, yeah.
But they have to have 10% for damages.
They
but they don't count that as sell.
But if you contact an owner today to try to order 100 copies and they don't have 100 copies except for that 10% for damages, they're going to say we're sold out.
Yeah, but they will sell you those 10% for damages once the week is over. So
Or
if you're
or
first
2 weeks
in,
or whatever.
Yeah,
or they go over to Discount Comic Book Service for 35% off the cover price.
Yep. So I can
my
tell you
discount
this,
anyway.
right. I can tell you this right now, Emmet, you do not follow Rob Liefeld, do you? Because if you did, you would have known this sold out a week ago.
Yeah.
And not only would you have known a week ago, you would have known 6 days ago, 5 days ago, 4 days ago, 3 days ago, 2 days ago, 3 times today on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and every place else.
And if you had a comic like this that sold out, you would be doing the same exact thing because it's a big deal for him to come back however many 30 years later, 40 years later.
Well, and this is even more important for Rob. This was a title that he was fucked over on by partners who stole it and said, we will never give it to you, Rob, until they were forced to give it to him. And then he was able to do it on his own terms. And to me, that's the important part of this.
I thought he sold it or licensed it.
He licensed it, but then they maneuvered to take it from him, and that he was not allowed to do it without paying them the lion's share of the money. So he said, I will never do this as long as someone else controls the property.
Yes. And then 6 years ago, he relaunched it with Image.
Yep.
And then now he's back again. We are looking at probably one of the best, forget about creators, one of the best performers in our industry. He is the most influential experiencer socially we have probably ever had.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would challenge someone to say who is second.
Todd?
Probably, but it's a very distant second.
Yeah, it's a distant second. That's why I'm saying.
When you're talking about social media.
Yeah. He, for someone to be excited the way he's excited.
I mean, 15 years ago, I would have said Robert Kirkman, but he has pulled back so much. And I think he's still one of the best spokesmen for the industry. He just doesn't do it as much as I would love him to.
I think he's a great spokesman, but I don't think he was the guy that you would turn on Instagram or not Instagram, but YouTube or whatever, or Facebook and say, oh, wow. And so I think the notion he talks in terms of we have done this, you all have done this, and the way his verbiage is great. I don't want this to sound like this is a commercial for Rob Liefeld, but it's a point that it's the point that you can make something very successful if you believe in it and willing to get in front of a camera and talk about nonstop.
So why are these polybagged? Not this particular, but like that's the same cover as the number one that I got in, and they're all polybagged. Is there a card in it? Is there?
Yours are polybagged?
Yes.
I didn't get any polybagged ones. Are you sure?
1,000%.
Brian, can you look that up?
Look on eBay.
I think he got X-Force number ones and didn't from 1992 and didn't look at the title. I mean, literally, could you not put an X-Force number one poly bag on your table and 50% on the new issue table or wall, and 50% of your customers would think that's a new issue?
Yeah.
I'm going to do that next Wednesday. I'm going to film it, and I'm going to put X-Force number ones, and I'm going to talk the crap out of them.
Yeah, it's polybagged with a collectible card. Yep. Polybagged with a collectible card. There you go.
Polybagged with a collectible card.
Yeah. The one that they're showing right here, Emmet, is a Treasury edition. This one's a Treasury edition.
Oh, that's the same that looks like the cover that I got, though.
It is. But it doesn't say Treasury edition on the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But the other ones say New Youngbloods, and this one says Youngblood. Doesn't the other one say the new?
Well, the second printing. Well, it's supposed to look like New Mutants.
Oh, so is this the second printing?
Yeah, this is the second printing right here.
Oh, okay. This is the cover of the second printing. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, comes with a collectible card.
Congratulations, Rob Liefeld. That's all I have to say.
Hell fucking yeah, man.
Yeah.
I love it. I love to see him come back and basically kind of do what Mark Spears did. Said, you know what? Here you go. You want to see what I'm about? This is what I'm about. He sell 300,000 copies of a comic real quick.
Yeah, and Rob was pumping markup. Came out, I think, on Instagram yesterday. That's when I saw it anyway.
Really?
Yeah, Rob was like, I got this cover coming up, Mark Spears.
Oh, right here. You're damn right. Check this out. Here we go, you guys.
One of the big success stories of the last year that Mark Spears blew up, exploded onto the comic book scene. I said, I gotta work with this guy. I called up Mark. He said, Rob, I loved Youngblood as a kid. See, you get older and you hear the younger guys telling you that they dug your stuff, which is great. So Mark said, Rob, I would love to do it. He said, Rob, it'll be a couple days. It came the next day. He turned it around so fast. I was so blown away. I hope you guys can get this very special Mark Spears Youngblood cover. These covers, you got to get to the store the day of. They're not going to last past opening day. Good luck.
That's awesome, dude. Congratulations, Mark Spears, man. Listen, here's the cool thing about Mark. A year ago, Mark was talking about how he grew up and he is in the position he's in. He wanted to be a comic creator because of Rob Liefeld, Todd McFarlane, all these Image guys. And within a year, he's got said Image guys saying how much they love Mark Spears. He's getting this from Rob Liefeld. He's doing Spawn 77 with Todd McFarlane. That is fucking amazing, man. Congratulations, Mark Spears. Holy shit. That is cool. Damn. That is awesome. Well, there you go. Another reason why the one of us tag is so important. Damn, that's cool. I remember when that happened, when Mark was like, dude, Rob Liefeld hit me up and asked me to do a Youngblood cover. I was like, what? Like that's crazy. So congratulations. That shows all of you guys out there that have been trying to break into comics for the last 10 years that feel like you're about to give up. Here's a perfect example why not to give up, because you never know what's going to happen. And if you feel strongly in your product, figure out a way to get it to the market. And you never know. You could have the greats and the goats and the people that the reason you're doing this reach out to you and say, I want to work with you. That is fucking awesome. Man.
Yeah, I think one of the new things you need on your resume is how good are you in front of a camera? You need to be able to talk. You need to be able to jump on as many shows as you can. Even if the show's only thing gets 16 views, it does not matter. If you can constantly show that you're on these, people need to know how you are socially nowadays. That's very, very important.
Here's the thing, Jesse. It's not even if you suck. Gary Vaynerchuk said it best. One is better than none. If you're one of these creators who sits there and goes on Facebook or Instagram and says, nobody's reading my stuff, blah, 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 blah. Nobody's liking my, whatever. Nobody's buying my book. Nobody's going to my Kickstarter. Well, how many shows did you go on to promote it? How many places did you advertise it? Circling back around to our first super chat of the day. How much did you spend on advertising? I'll tell you what, Mark Wade is spending so much freaking money on this Kickstarter that he's doing. It has been in both of my Instagram and Facebook feeds since he started this promotion. I've probably seen 200 impressions. I mean, all wasted because I'd never give him $1 to Mark, but he is spending tons of money.
Right. And here's the opposite thing. How much did Mark spend in marketing dollars?
I have no idea. I would probably say, next to nothing.
Yeah,
because he came on these shows.
Yeah. Now, is his time money? Is that? Yeah. Yes, it is. But I think the notion that if you can get your face in front of people constantly, that even if they don't know what you do, who you are, they see you at a convention, they stop and I got to stop at that guy's booth. Hey, I see you all over the place. I love your stuff. And I think your resume has to have social marketing in it nowadays to get you to the next stage. And you also have to be approachable, right?
Yeah.
If you're not approachable, you're never going to get on shows. And that's the other thing. So I think Mark has probably progressed more socially than he has his art.
I will mention two names that did it the opposite way. Larry and Wheelers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's a bad way to do it, and those are the perfect examples of the bad way to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Picking fights and causing people to hate you doesn't work in this game.
The worst thing works if you don't answer to anybody, but
But here's something else interesting. Shout out to Mark. People are starting to get their Kickstarter for Monster and the Wolf in the chat, in the mail. This is shout out to Collecting with Durs, who also does Chris Rupp's Whatnot sales. This is him opening up his Monster and the Wolf Kickstarter pack with his shirt. So You guys should, if you ordered the Monster and the Wolf Kickstarter stuff, you should be seeing that showing up in your mailbox soon.
Yeah, and this is the greatest advertising for anybody, because someone else is promoting your product. When someone else promotes your product, that's winning. When you're promoting your product, you're selling yourself, you're selling your brand. When someone else does it, it's proof, right? It's kind of like I forgot what I was going to say. Never mind. I looked at McDonald's. I started thinking of McRib.
Cannabis.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, cannabis. Yeah. All right, let's get into pickups for you retailers. I know, Emmet, you had some books walk into the store this week as well. Let's go ahead and bring these up. This was interesting.
Yeah.
A nice
Actually, this was earlier today. I just finished rebagging and boarding them because all the bags were stuck together. But yeah, reasonable amount of good condition books.
Yeah.
And he had doubles and he had triples of Dazzler. It's only a $20.
Wow.
Book. That's, that's a big book. That's First Mystique and a bunch of X-Men books. There's that's the first complete appearance, and then a G.I. Joe. That X-Men was Alpha
Is that
Flight.
a comic or the digest?
No, they're comics. They're comics. Okay. Yeah. And then 141, there was 2 of those. Yeah, so it was just a really nice standard, a ton of $20 books and, about a 10 or so $100 books. So, yeah.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah.
Dennis, you get any pickups?
Yeah. Can you, should I just send you the individual picture?
Yeah, whatever
So,
works.
Yeah, hold on. I'll send it. I mean, I picked up so much stuff this week, guys. I literally felt like I was spending more time sorting than I was selling at some point.
I always have collections coming in too, but I had a lot this week.
Yeah.
A lot.
Where is it? Oh, I got them. Sorry, guys. Give me a second.
I did see. Are you talking the ones that are up in the chat a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got those. Hold on.
The one with the Iron Fist 14 up in the corner.
No, this is the stuff that I have. This stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, so I'll tell the story again. So I bought this lot for $400 on Facebook Marketplace, and it was loaded with stuff. I got it home. I sorted it for 2 days. Got it through the 3 stores, and the guy immediately called me and said, "Hey, I got another load," and that load had comic books in it. Keep going. Damn. I'll try to send you the picture of the comic books.
Okay.
But that's like a $150, $200 set of
Starship Trooper stuff is really good.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Really good.
Like I said, the Babylon 5 stuff was really good. Damn, sorry, it just went back far enough that I can't find it. There it is. There it is. All right. So he brought in comic books. There's about 10 long boxes of comics. We made a deal on that. I went through the comics, and Iron Fist 114, a lot of them were totally beat up. Full set of the Alex Ross Terminators, Wolverine 1, Awesome Detective, just lots of little minor books that if I had never bought that 400, he would never come back to get the rest of them.
Right.
Very cool.
And like I said, there was like a total of 10 long boxes. So lots of filler stuff for the store that isn't worth taking a picture like this.
Oh, yeah. And Jesse?
And he had every book around New Mutants 87 and 98, but those 2.
Damn.
Yep.
And
so
Jesse?
I got bamboozled this past weekend by 2 80-year-old ladies who were having an estate sale. So they had a short box of Golden Age, Silver Age, and Bronze books. And I said, I'll just take the whole box. And they're like, fantastic. We have 8 more boxes of these in our storage. I'm like, fine, I'll take those. Is it the same as this? Yep, I'll take those sight unseen. So you already know how this story goes. I don't even know if I have to finish it. So anyways, I go pick up the 8 boxes, and the 8 boxes just seem a little bit lighter. Why? Because they pulled 25 books each of all the Golden Age, Silver Age, and Bronze and put it in one box. The rest of the books were all 2015 and up. Now, were there some keys in there? Yes, there were some keys, so it actually turned out well. But some of the cool stuff I got this weekend was this 5-headed dragon.
Tiamat.
Yep. So I picked up that. Very
That's
nice.
not Tiamat. Tiamat has different color heads.
They do. Oh, they're not. All right.
Yeah, so I end up getting that.
Cool.
Now, in the collection, I did get some toys for the 80-year-old ladies. I did get the Aliens dual set. That was pretty cool. They had this.
That was actually made at Walmart's like 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah.
But they're evergreens. That made those at the same time that they made the other robot and the Jingle All the Way Turbo Man.
I have one of those also.
Yeah, those are great. I put them in the back room till Christmas, and then I price them stupid money, and they always sell.
Yep. So I got that. Then I got this cool cigar Indian.
Oh, wow. Really nice.
Yeah, I got that at a garage sale this weekend. So it took some time for me to figure out when it came out. So that was pretty cool there. And then you guys are probably going to laugh because I am not savvy in any of this. But I picked up this 1906 J. Tolley card. Now, obviously, the hearts weren't on there originally. It's actually a postcard that has some writing in the back, so that was pretty cool. Just picked it up for $0.25.
That's well worth it.
So yeah, exactly. So it's kind of cool when I looked it up and said 1906. So that was my pickups. But lesson is, don't let the age of the seller think you're going to get the upper edge in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
One more thing before you finish. Don't forget, this will be going up on eBay, the 1-in-1 Milky Way. We will donate all proceeds to Dennis so he can get more Milky Ways for the rest of the year.
That's funny. Tomorrow night, you guys, we are going to have, I think for the first time ever, on any show ever, Flops Comics is going to be joining us. We're going to be doing a special show 2 hours early. So instead of 10 p.m. Eastern, our Wednesday night review will start at 8 p.m. Eastern. And Flops Comics from the UK will be joining us for the first time ever on any show, I believe. This will be his very first show. One of the artists who I think is going to absolutely blow up next year. He's one of the 5 artists that I think that we've really keyed in on. Those 5 artists being Mark Spears, Flops Comics, Pete Carroll from the UK, Suspiria, and Sveta. And I think next year is Flops' big year. So we'll keep an eye on him. He's absolutely destroyed it at Boom Studios over the last 6 months. And he's got a big project he is working on right now. So we're going to have a lot of fun with him tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern. Come hang out with us on Wednesday Night Review. And then Thursday night, I will be back on Whatnot with another big comic book sale. And we are getting ready to put more cards together for an eBay Live card sale coming soon as well. So we'll see you guys then. That being said, much love.
I got one more thing. One more thing. I forgot to mention, I have a great thing going on with StreamYard. I'm going to announce next Tuesday. So I just wanted to get that into your minds. StreamYard, the place to live stream. Next Tuesday, I will be making a big announcement. So
there we go.
Awesome.
Much love, you guys. We'll see you soon. I got to go take a pee. Adios.
Peace out.